Welcome to Football Daily, the show that's meant to keep up to date with the day-to-day updates on football, however, hasn't been up yesterday. So we're going to have a double kind of episode with yesterday's games and transfer stuff, as well as today's games and transfer stuff. So let's get straight into it. So what have we got coming up today? We have several pre-Euro 2016 friendly matches. We have England taking on Australia, Republic of Ireland taking on Holland, and Northern Ireland also taking on Belarus in their respective pre-Euro matches as they set to prepare. We also have the Champions League final round with Atletico Madrid, and we also have the Hull versus Sheffield Wednesday Championship final, who will join Burnley and Middlesbrough in the Premier League. So let's get into those 5 games and then followed by Transfer Daily. Continued on from their 2-1 victory over Turkey with the next friendly against Australia in their pre-Euro plans. They got off once again to a perfect start with Sterling's deflected cross finding debut to Marcus Rashford to thrash home to make it 1-0 once again early on in only the 3rd minute. Australia will try and get back in it though, with Thomas Rogic having their best chance for the 18th minute. However, England were dominating with Sterling and Rashford proving effective and their ball to Lallana for that just saved. On the verge of a half-time, a short free kick was worked to Henderson and his shot was just palmed over as England were dominating going into half-time. The second half continued in the same stroke, and after once again Rashford and Sterling combined, they found substitute Rooney, who fired home into the top corner to make it 2-0 to England. It will look to be probably a very convincing victory. However, England would continue to batter defences, and once again Rashford would play a loop ball into his Man United teammate Rooney, who would hit it wide. More combination work, Nathaniel Klein would have one from 20 yards, which would just go wide. Australia then got back into the game a bit more. First off, a long shot going well wide, once again from Rogic. Before a cross found in, the header that also went wide. Once again, it would be Cruz who would have a good chance, but Forster would make the save as Australia started to press. England arrived they were still back in the game despite Australia's recent flurry, with Milner leaving a Barkley ball and curling it just wide. Australia in the 75th minute would have a great path back into the game, as a cross was met by Eric Dyer and the England substitute heading past their own goalkeeper to make it 2-1 to England. However, England would have the last laugh and they would continue to dominate the game. They nearly scored a 3rd goal in what was a thoroughly entertaining performance, but Henderson's shot went just wide. Republic of Ireland started their pre-Euro campaign off against Holland and are off to a great start in the 30th minute when Shane Long's header bounced in, but despite some attempts to clear it off the line. There was confusion over who scored the goal, but Long took it. Ireland continued to dominate over Holland, and Walters had a really good chance which was saved by the goalkeeper. A delicate chance fell to Duffy, who headed over on the 52nd minute. However, in the 85th minute it would be 1-1 and that would be the final score, as Williams' curled cross behind De Jong, who had only been on the pitch for 2 minutes, to head in for 1-1. Northern Ireland started their pre-Euro 2016 campaign off with a pretty easy match against Belarus. They got no lead in the 6th minute when some really shambolic defending allowed striker Carl Lafferty to nip in and fire it into the goal. Northern Ireland always knew this would be one of their easier friendlies, and Stephen Davis threaded the ball through to the influential Lafferty, whose shot was blocked. Ireland did get a 2-0 lead when an absolute goalkeeping mare allowed Connor Washington to head home after some poor defending. In the second half, lots of subs were made for Northern Ireland as they looked to experiment their team, one of which was Will Grigg. He had a great opportunity there as he hit the shot into the arms of the Belarus goalkeeper. However, Will Grigg then did go on to get his side's 3rd, receiving a cross to head into the net to make it 3-0, as Northern Ireland would go on to win this match. Hull City faced Sheffield Wednesday in an attempt to get promotion back to Premier League in the playoff final. Hull City were dominant, first of all having a header cleared off the line by Abel Hernandez. Hernandez once again would find himself through on goal, but an amazing save by the informed Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper Kieran Westwood would deny him a goal there. Hull were completely dominant, and Mohamed Diame's lovely run would take him through 3 people before eventually he would fire a shot off the post as Hull got ever closer. In the second half, a cross from Snodgrass found its way to Michael Dawson, whose shot was again expertly saved by Kieran Westwood. However, Hull would get the winning goal as Mohamed Diame put a lovely one in from long range as Hull went back up to the Premier League. Real and Atletico fought hard to get to the final to face each other, but Real should have opened the scoring early on in the 6th minute when Casemiro's header was straight saved by Oblak. However, only 15 minutes later, Real did take a 1-0 lead, through Sergio Ramos heading in off Gareth Bale's deflection. Atletico were doing well though, and they did have a close shot from Griezmann, but it was a poor first half. Griezmann's poor game continued as after they won a penalty within seconds of the restart, he smacked against the crossbar. Atletico really then started to get into the game as Savic missed a gaping goal, and more chances came their way with Saul firing just over. However, Real were very good on the counter-attack, and with Atletico throwing men forward, Three very clear-cut chances came within 10 minutes of each other. First off, Benzema played through, shooting at the goalkeeper. Then Ronaldo taking the early shot, and the pick of the bunch being Ronaldo's skill shot ended up being saved by Oblak, and before Bale's shot was cleared off the line after he rounded the goalkeeper. However, Atletico deservedly got back into the game when Juanfran's low cross was picked out by substitute Carrasco, who fired into the roof of the net to make it 1-1. Atletico definitely felt were a better team and could have scored more, with Torres firing just wide of the near post. However, Bale heading over from a corner showed Real Madrid was still in it in what was an evenly tied game. Only one real chance next time was when Ronaldo, who had been poor for most game, headed at the goalkeeper. Penalties were scored by both Vasquez, Griezmann, and Marcelo as the game went to penalties. Gabby scored an emphatic penalty to keep the penalties at 2-2. Upset Bale, who was playing injured but did score to make it 3-2. Before confidently Niguez rolled home for 3-3. Penalties were being scored left, right and centre, and Ramos made it 4-3. However, Juanfran hit the post of his full penalty, meaning all Ronaldo needed to do was score to send Real Madrid to the Champions League. And Real Madrid won the Champions League, thanks to Ronaldo's penalty. So welcome to the Transfer Daily section, where we talk about all the kind of transfer-related things that have happened in the last 48 hours, 72 hours really, I'm missing a couple of days. So, what have we got first off? We've got Thibaut Courtois. Now, there was talk about him possibly going to Real Madrid as maybe a backup for David De Gea. Not certain if this would be true or not. No, as a backup. As a backup plan if De Gea didn't sign for Madrid. You wouldn't want to get De Gea and Courtois in the same club. But no, there was rumours, but he himself said he wants to stay. He had previously sparked rumours he wanted to leave by saying how he wasn't 100% certain, but now he insists he wants to stay at the club, so it looks like that might not be taking off. Sergio Busquets, Barcelona, central defensive midfielder, one of the best players in the world, very underrated in my opinion, has signed a new 5-year contract at the club, so he will be staying at the club for some time. Now, West Ham, they do want to get a new striker, and they've once again reiterated their desire to get a top striker, in the words of they bought Dave Gold. I don't know what he is in the club, but he said they're gonna get a top striker. That is their plan. They've already got a new centre back. Already got we're getting a winger in Gokhan probably, but they want a new striker. Maybe Wilson, maybe Lacazette, maybe Batshuayi. Who knows? Pochettino is a Spurs manager. Now, he is also interested in Batshuayi, but he was spotted at the Holland versus Republic final, the Holland match that I put on earlier before this. Now, he was scouting in that match a person by the name of Janssen. Yeah, that's right. He was scouting Vincent Janssen. He plays for AZ Alkmaar. He's 21. He got 27 goals last season. Very good player. Looks incredibly good. So he could be on his way to Spurs. The bigger one, which obviously I'll talk about today, is Robert Lewandowski to Real Madrid. This has snuck up after Lewandowski's agent has confirmed he's been holding talks with Real Madrid. Nothing more about this yet. Definitely one to watch though. Speaking of Real Madrid, is a couple of their players have insisted they're here to stay. Those players being Karim Benzema and James Rodriguez. Benzema has said he doesn't want to be ousted. Maybe this is possibly him kind of saying, "Don't get Lewandowski. I want to stay as your striker." And Rodriguez, who's not even in the first team, Casemiro is in the first team ahead of Rodriguez at the moment. But Rodriguez has also insisted he wants to stay and fight for his first team place. And finally, Leicester have been buzzing on the transfer market a little bit already. They want to get Musa. They've also had a possibility they're going to sign this Hernandez defender from Sporting Dijon. However, they are making their first deal. They have activated a £2.6 million release clause in Robert Zieler's contract. He's a goalkeeper for the relegated Hanover. He is travelling for medical tomorrow. That should be a done deal by tomorrow. But that's all for the video today. It was much longer. I do apologise once again for not having a video up yesterday. I know it's a football day. I will try and do daily stuff. Just, obviously I have a life as well. Anyway, see you tomorrow.